What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the Nike Zoom Vomero 5 in this red Stardust colorway. So this is a brand new colorway of the ever popular Zoom Vomero 5 model, which landed in stores not too long ago. So these were available for a price of $160 US or $210 here in Canada, and these were available at select Nike sportswear retailers such as the Closet Inc. here in Canada. The Closet Inc. is my go-to shop when it comes to retro Nikes and Jordans, and they're independently owned and operated based right here in Southern Ontario in Canada. They offer some of the best prices in the entire country, so for all my Canadian viewers out there, I'll link their socials, their website, all that good stuff down below, so check them out and support the independent shops. So for this Zoom Vomero 5, the official colorway for this shoe is red Stardust, crimson tint, and metallic platinum. And from what I've seen online, it seems like these were released both as a women's shoe and this one, which is a men's shoe, but the online images for both look identical. And this colorway, I gotta say, is a pretty autumn or fall ready colorway, so it makes perfect sense why Nike decided to drop these in October. So jumping into the details of the shoe itself, starting things off with the toe box, this is covered in this pink colored open style mesh. We do have a secondary mesh layer underneath, which gives the shoe a little bit more containment, and then overlaid on both sides of the toe box, we have this darker pink colored suede, and this also covers the front toe box as well, but we have these reflective detailing on either side. Moving downwards, we have more of that same suede, again with reflective detailing found on this lateral panel, and then next to this on the mid panel, we have this rubberized TPU layer, which helps to give you additional structure and support around the sides of the shoe. And then stitched on top of this, we have a synthetic swoosh done in more of a beige tone. Moving downwards, we have more of that same suede that we saw earlier on the front. On the top portion of the ankle collar area, we have that same open style mesh that we saw earlier on the toe box. We have a Nike swoosh pressed onto the middle of the suede layer, and then on the bottom of the heel, we have a TPU heel cup, which feels pretty firm and rigid all around, and this gives you containment and structure around the back end of the sneaker. As far as the laces go, so this pair only comes with one lace option, and they're an oval style lace done in this pink color. Beneath this, we have a pretty well padded tongue, which is covered in that same open style mesh. We have this woven strip running down the center, which helps to hold the laces in place, and there's also a gray colored reflective layer down the center. And then on the top of the tongue, this is covered in more of a tightly wound nylon, and we have this tag with Nike Vomero 5 branding. The interior of the shoe is decently padded, and it's covered in this darker pink nylon material. And then for the insoles, these come with your standard foam line insoles, it's mesh lined on top, and we have an image of Bill Bowerman, co-founder of Nike, pressed onto the heel. So the upper of the Zoom Vomero 5 sits atop this full-length Cushlon foam midsole, which is painted in a mix of this darker pink and more of a beige tone on the bottom. And because Cushlon is quite soft, we also have Nike Zoom Air technology, which is underneath the forefoot and the heel. This gives the shoe more of a springy feel, and it helps with impact protection as well. And then for the bottom, so the outsole is all done in rubber in that classic waffle style traction pattern. So this is Nike's Duralon type of rubber, and we have these grooves to give you some added flexibility. And then on the medial edge in the center, we have a hard TPU shank plate, and this is there to help with torsional rigidity and midfoot support. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about sizing, to me these fit like any other Nike Zoom Vomero 5, so I recommend most people to go true to size. My foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and I go with a size 10 pretty much across the board for any Nike Zoom Vomero 5. So that's what I did with this colorway, and it fits me really comfortably, no pressure points anywhere on the toe box. So I feel like for narrow, normal, or even slightly wide footers, you can definitely go true to size, no worries. If you have a really wide foot, I'd recommend trying these on in store first if you can. Maybe it's better off going up half a size, but again, I'd recommend trying them on first yourself because everyone's foot is going to be different. Next up, in terms of the comfort, so the Zoom Vomero 5 is definitely one of my staples when it comes to an everyday type of shoe. I have a few colorways that I leave by the door. These are the type of shoes I wear if I'm just going to be running errands or if I'm just going for a stroll outside. It's reliable, comfortable, and it's not a shoe I'm going to be too worried getting dirty or banged up. So underfoot, it has a decent amount of squish to it, so it feels quite soft with the Cushlon, but at the same time, with the inclusion of Nike Zoom Air, it gives you a little bit of that bounce back as well. So it's not going to be entirely soft and mushy where you feel like your feet are just collapsing into the midsole. The upper of the shoe is extremely lightweight and very breathable, and it's just one of those shoes where you kind of forget you're even wearing them because of how comfortable and lightweight they feel. So this model is definitely one of my top 5 when it comes to comfort for current day sneakers. Finally, in terms of the quality and craftsmanship, So first off, the material quality was nothing special. They do utilize genuine suede on the shoe, which is nice, but the suede didn't really feel like it was great. It has a bit of a rough, flat texture to it, and it just feels like more of a cheap cut of suede. The rest of the shoe is pretty much all synthetics, which is what your typical Zoom Vomero 5 is built out of, and the overall craftsmanship on this shoe, I thought it was okay. There weren't any glaring or major issues on my pair. There's the typical QC issues like glue stains and long threads, so nothing out of the ordinary, but at the same time also not perfect. So with all that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet. I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. Where people say the shoe looked better in hand, I think for this specific colorway, I actually think the shoe looked better in pictures. So getting these in person, I don't know, maybe it's just because of the colorway and how it complements, or I mean, how it doesn't complement my skin tone, but there's just something about the colorway that I didn't really love. Maybe it's because it kind of reminds me of the colors of ground beef or something like that, but I think the shoe looks a lot more pink in real life than it did in the initial pictures. But I think for the right person and for the right outfit, this is a clean looking colorway, just not one for me. So it's all personal preference. You still have exceptional comfort, which is never gonna change. It just comes down to whether you're feeling the colors used on this shoe. So leave your thoughts down below. Let me know, what do you guys think about this shoe? Are you a fan of the Zoom Vomero 5? Have you yet to jump on the bandwagon? However you feel about it, leave your thoughts down below. And as usual, if you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, follow me on X at sean.go spelled out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Another shout out goes out to the Closet Inc., and I'll catch all of you in my next review.